All right, everybody, how's it going? How was your week? We are more than 1 month of COVID lockdown, so we, on one side, I got used to it. On the other side, it is part of it is like this is so like I want to go to the beach. I want to just walk around in the downtown and just go out shopping, just like out a bit. So I was just upstairs on my terrace, moved up my pull-up machine on top. So I was taking care of my body, make sure you stay healthy. That's the number one thing. Stay home, stay healthy, but yeah, gotta keep going. So work has kept on going, and like I mentioned, I kept on networking with my LinkedIn network, right? Since we cannot go to conferences and this and that, which I was anyway slowing down. I have 22,000 connections on LinkedIn, so I was able to put them on a Google sheet, organize them by their number of followers, could read their titles, what they were doing. So definitely focus a lot on people who are in SaaS, like Christoph. And actually he's in beautiful Vienna, where I just visited in November, and it's one of the most fantastic cities in the world. If you haven't been to Vienna, go there. I would recommend going over Christmas time, because the Christmas markets are just fantastic, I would say, both in some of the Austrian and German towns.
During summer, I would rather be at your place. That's true.
Yeah, because we have the beach, right? You're landlocked. We got the beach, so it's, we can trade, but we don't have snow or any of that other stuff you guys got. So as always, guys, feel free to ask questions on LinkedIn. It's a little bit delayed every time, so feel free to join the links that I added of the Telegram and WhatsApp groups. So I'll definitely be faster there in terms of reading your messages. On other platforms, I can't see your messages. So as always, feel free to ask questions. Definitely want to make this interactive. So like I said, as you guys, I'm sure already know, I've been really focusing on SaaS now for some time, and Christoph as well is focused on that. So we'll definitely be talking a lot about SaaS, about sales. I'll let first Christoph go and introduce himself, and then we can go from there. Thank you, Christoph, for joining.
Thanks for having me, Vincenzo. So bitte sehr, gerne. So I really liked how we met, right? It was super quick, super easy, like this Italian and US mentality that you have, it's fitting perfectly. So a bit about myself, I've been in SaaS since I pretty much could work. So I saw SaaS actually already in an earlier stage in my life, I would say, because I was a lot in gaming. So for me, gaming was a thing that was also somehow already related to having subscription, right? For me, it was World of Warcraft. That was my game I was playing all the time. And that is how I basically started with it. So by doing this, I was trying to sell accounts. That was my main thing I was doing there. And by doing this, I already saw my interest in marketing. So I then pivoted into my thesis, my studies, and there I had my first job as a growth hacker, which was the start for my SaaS career. And now I'm the head of growth at We Are Developers. It's a website job platform for developers only. And we also host an event, but as you said, no events right now. So we had to shift more or less. Now we're doing online events, right? So you gotta adapt to the situation. So that's my main hustle. And next to this, I'm freelancing. And that's what I'm, when I have time, when I'm not sleeping, so 45 hours a day, what I have left of the day, then I'm doing freelancing with my clients. So those are the main things. But I love SaaS. That's the main thing I'm into, because I just really like this. You can build something very fast, right? And then you can scale it. So what got you into it?
Yeah, I've been in tech for a while, but I have to say I've never felt so good in a tech environment, a tech subsector as much as SaaS. So, I was first in a big firm, Nokia, Microsoft, hardware, and I immediately felt like I want to move from hardware program management to software. So I already want to move to software, right? Because I knew it was faster to mold, faster to create, didn't need so much capital, didn't need so much hassle. Hardware is hard for anybody doing hardware. I love hardware, but respect. It's I already knew I was not going to do it. And then I became an entrepreneur more than 5 years ago, following the whole, was in Bay Area in California. So I was more into the whole, let's raise funding, really focus on funding, was not as focused on maybe product. We had a good team of developers in Serbia, but I was not as focused on maybe the sales or the actual product. And that's where SaaS comes in as well, right? And And then we've been matching, actually, the interesting, that's the platform that you have. We actually didn't speak about it in our intro call, or maybe I didn't even like capture it well, and I didn't look into We Are Developers that well. But basically with Stellar Talents, we were matching developers mainly from Eastern Europe to startups in California. And then, a couple of years ago, I realized instead of giving talents away, let's work with the best talents to build SaaS. So that we keep on building, right, an infrastructure, hopefully one day an empire, versus giving talents away.
So now you're using those developers for yourself or for the businesses?
Yeah, we actually partner up with them, to build SaaS. So did I show you the latest one we launched, ShareDoc View?
Yes, I saw that. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I signed up. So
yeah, I'll probably show it here again just for people. It's our latest baby, and it's what I'm most proud of. And this was amazing because this is ShareDoc View. So it was built completely remotely in the last 6 to 7 months with a great developer from Bulgaria, who's my co-founder. So it's when you said, your developers, they're really like partners, because I don't believe in just hiring and that's it. I really believe in partnering and making developers feel like they're building something for themselves. That's when you get their highest amount of motivation, highest commitment, and you get them in the long term. So we build basically this platform that instead of sending a PDF attached via email, or even sharing a Google slide or Google Doc where you don't know who opened up, you don't have analytics, you cannot collect email leads. With ShareDoc View, you can actually get started for free with a Google or LinkedIn account, upload a PDF document and share your links, and you're done. And again, it's key. The key part is the analytics. You can update the docs anytime from the cloud, which you cannot do once you send out the PDF. You don't need to install anything, of course. Keep all your shareable files in one place, because Google Drive, it's more for creating content. This is just for sharing. Get people's emails, and add your company watermark, and really aggressive pricing. So we have a very generous free tier, and then $5 a month, $35 a month. This is like early adopter plans. That's pretty much it, to be honest. Our SaaS. So this is like what I'm really focused on right now. Still polishing a couple of things on the product before hitting on the growth and sales side, but very much thinking around all of that. And that's what I would love to focus a conversation with you on. And aside from talking about general stuff, I really like when we start to speak in terms of as specific examples as possible, about what you've seen. For instance, maybe let's talk about some projects. Also feel free to screen share. Do you have access to screen sharing in here? I actually
yes, I can. I can share my screen. Okay, yes, that is possible.
So if you want to I'd love to first show me something you've been working on.
I can open up something in the meantime. I'll have it ready.
And
what I want to say is that the tool that you just showed, when I first looked at it at DocShare, right, I was really interested in the function that you see what people are doing in the PDF, right? So that is something that basically no other tool than HubSpot I found at least could do. So that was one thing I found really interesting to use, other than just send a PDF and what's happening with it. You don't know, so now you know.
Yeah, actually, let's talk a bit about ShareDoc View. I want to answer any other questions. Sorry, I was moving too fast. I was doing some pull-ups, so now I'm a little bit I need to slow down a bit, because I definitely want to take good. Yeah, sorry, it's part of that well-being, but now I was a bit worked up. You mentioned HubSpot. I know they have that feature. Did you say you're using them already?
Yes, that's something we're using. Yes.
And you said they don't give you specific analytics.
Now what you get is they have it, but it's included in the bigger package, right? So you have to go for the big marketing package, which is $1K, $2K a month, which not everybody has, right? And if that is something that is really interesting for any company that is doing really high ticket sales, B2B, they want to send probably a demo, a product presentation, maybe a slideshow, and then you don't know, are they even looking at it, or where do they hop off? And that is something that is super crucial for anybody in B2B SaaS, but they don't know with those free software. So now this is something you can solve, right?
That's cool. No, and talking about growth, one of the ways we definitely want to grow is through integrations, because we feel that that's one really good way to grow. So I actually use HubSpot. I tried to use HubSpot more for chat, but I wasn't really happy about it. I actually do want to host on HubSpot, guys, because anyways, I do like what they're doing. compared to like Salesforce, which was feeling horrible when I was using it 10 years ago, way too hard, and it felt horrible now trying it out again. I mean, I love and respect Mark Benioff and everybody working at Salesforce. I'm just talking from a user perspective, guys. Like, still the UI like way too complicated, way too clunky. So I'm just talking as a consumer, right? So not as as someone in business. I mean, just hear me out, and of course accept the tough love. But yeah, about the HubSpot, I got it perfect. So yeah, the plan that gives you all the data is like too expensive. You know, we give it to you for $5, $35. So, and we don't need to like, we don't want to compete with HubSpot. We actually want to cooperate. So people who like maybe want to stay with HubSpot and really need that feature, they can start using more shared view, and all we need to do is some integrations on our side, so it's like a little bit easier.
But I think that is exactly what you just mentioned, the beauty of software. Because what you can do is you can build something small and then maybe see the additional opportunities it has, right? You can scale to different areas. You can say, okay, maybe I'm going to do it now not only for PDFs, maybe I'm going to do it for email, maybe I'm going to do it for any other form of communication. And this is something that you can do pretty easily, but you can also integrate it something, which is also super easy. And then you get additional eyeballs on the product. So, right, that's something
yeah, absolutely. Like, it's the speed of software is really what got me into software, for sure. Like, you know, we used to take us like 18 months to build a device, 12 months to build a device. I was like, you know, we built this in 6 months, you know, speaking 1 hour per week. That adds up to, in 6 months, adds up to 24 hours. So basically in a hackathon spread out in 6 months, we built it. And I just think that's amazing, you know. And obviously I'm biased, so I did it, but I just know, you know, how it felt. So yeah, feel free to maybe show us something that you've been building, and so we can keep on showing stuff and demo and stuff like that.
What I want to show you is, let me just see if you can see my screen. Okay, now you can see it, right? So this is something we've been doing. It is an email template, right, that we are sending to companies that we identify.
Hold on, are you sharing it already?
Yes, I should be sharing. Am I not?
You might need to, you shared it, and then you have to hit again on that when you see it below. Let me actually double check. So you were sharing it, it appears below, and then you have, when it appears below, you click add to stream, so you send it up on the stream. Yeah, you see there's a, when you hover over, oh, no, I can do it. I did it. I think I have to do it. Sorry.
Perfect. No problem.
Okay, perfect.
Now you can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what this is, it's a tool that we've been playing around with in some time now in sales and marketing. It's Lemlist. I don't know if you've heard of it. But basically,
yeah, it's like it's an engagement pod for LinkedIn.
No, it's an email tool which does hyper personalization. So what we are doing here is we are personalizing it based on first and last name, all that normal stuff, right? But then something interesting, what we're doing is we're having this image, right? You can see here. And this image is then populated with data based on a feed that we give it. So we are having around 500 companies that we saw they are having a job ad currently running. And we then put in their company name, their company logo, and the job title they are having, right? So it's a senior developer, whatever. And then we're messaging them and telling them, you're looking for this, right? So we can help you find exactly this position or fill this position. And this is something that we've been now experimenting with, and this got amazing results so far. So we have got like 60% open rate, and the people that got back to us have been interested immediately, right? So something that I can recommend. If you can do personalization, go for it.
Nice. Actually, that's something I'm working on for one of our other SaaS, where we already have like 30,000 users and you know, paying customers and stuff. So I was actually planning to use what do you call it, active campaign. So that's what I was planning. By the way, like something strange has been happening to this setup. But okay, I still see you. I guess
I see you.
See me, so we're fine. But yeah, like it's still my 7th live stream, and I think that they still need to build better tools for live streaming. You have no idea what's happening on my screen. It's like I have to scroll left and right to move around. Anyways, the other people see us, so that's fine. I think this is better. So I was actually, so I was talking about like using active campaigns. So I need to actually try it, but I was wondering about other tools that could be good as well for personalized cold email outreach. And so for which product are you currently using this for?
This is doing it for the We Are Developers, so the company I'm working with.
For the We Are Developers. Perfect, yes. Perfect.
That's it.
And aside from, do we want to talk just about We Are Developers, or are there any other projects we want to talk about?
I mean, in terms of projects, it's thinking what else I can talk about, because you have clients that you cannot talk about, so that's the other thing.
Of course, take your time. And meanwhile, I'll share the screen of We Are Developers, just so we can take a look at that, and I'll and would love to kind of feel free to think about whether there is kind of anything else we want to talk about. But I mean, I'm sure that we can analyze more about this project and go deeper into this and ask some specific questions. And as well, either we can go deeper on We Are Developers, or we can also talk about other tools, because I love talking about tools. Like, I really appreciated how you mentioned Lemlist. So I'll actually share it with you guys on the LinkedIn Live as a comment, so you have it as well. Here is on the other kind of live stream platform, because I'm actually live as well on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, since you can go live on all. I just went live on all, but I focus more on LinkedIn.
StreamYard is amazing.
It's good, but now today I'm getting like a crazy, some really crazy situation, like with the Zoom. Like, it's first time, like some bug. I think I ran into some bug. Anyways, I can still manage it.
So in terms of,
tell me.
What I wanted to talk about is there on LinkedIn, right? So I guess a lot of people that are currently watching are probably on LinkedIn. I would assume. So I see a lot of potential still on LinkedIn, especially in Europe, right? Because US is usually 6 years, 8 years ahead of us here. So for LinkedIn, what I'm interested in, and I don't know if somebody's doing it already, but finding influencers for certain topics is something that currently nobody does. Like LinkedIn themselves, they tried it, I guess, because they have like those top editors that are showing, okay, who's publishing currently, some things that are really interesting, but also they have some way you can search for content. But to be honest, it's not really that interesting, those topics you find. So I'm curious if something for this will be developed, because I've built something for myself. It's like a small, maybe I can even share a screen of it if I find it. It's just like a small search engine that basically does this, but it's not live. It's just a locally hosted thing. But maybe tell me how, because you said you're currently trying to get in touch with people in your own network. You did it with
so I started
at your followers. How do you go about this?
I started with my own network in a kind of pretty manual way, just like used an extension that automatically scrolled all through the bottom page of my followers, copy and paste it on a Google sheet, and then I used some transpose formula to put them into different columns, and then I had it. And then actually we developed like a quick extension which will go live in a couple of days to like get that easy. One click, boom, you put it in your own Excel, just so you can organize better your followers. It's like your own data. And interesting that you mentioned it, because I was thinking about the same thing, that there's no LinkedIn influencers. I think, going back to ShareDoc View, one of the ways I want to grow is that I definitely want to connect with other LinkedIn influencers, because I did some calculations based on my followers. And I'm going to stand up because I just think this is pretty amazing. Like, can you believe, can you believe how many are the people, like all of my 22,000 followers, guess how many followers we have in total, right? If we add up all the followers of those 22,000 people.
I would assume something between 1 and 5K.
No, I mean, I have 22,000 followers, and the top one has 700,000 followers. My top follower, he has alone 700,000 followers.
Okay? Really? Okay, damn.
I did the summation of all the followers of my followers.
I get it. Okay, like over a million minimum, like
much more than a million. More.
100?
Close. 80 million. So those 20,000 people have 80 million followers. So I said, wow, if I get to those people, and actually, I want to make, you have about 10,000 or 6,000. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You cannot always talk to people just based on their followers, because it's also about. But still, if you get to people who have a lot of followers and you have an interesting conversations with them, and you talk about what you're doing, what they're doing, I think it's a more human way to approach people, right? It's like you're having a coffee, you're going to a conference. Hey, what are you doing? What's going on? It's kind of like what I'm doing with you, right? And you're Austrian, so you wanted to know with a previous call what is going on. I want to understand, So I'm kidding, of course, but other people just jumped straight on the live and they were a little bit like, what's going on? But I actually connected with some people that I'm keeping in touch with, and we're starting to do work together. It's like, because it was a really nice way to connect. So that's why I really want to focus on this on LinkedIn influencers, and then it's not like my favorite network, and I just, even though I know a lot of Instagram followers, and we are doing productivity stuff. So that's why I'm really focused on LinkedIn influencers. So actually, we should talk maybe also offline later about this stuff. We can also go back to we are developers, or we can go deeper on this LinkedIn influencers. Up to you, really.
Now, what I'm curious, because you said you have been in the same area, in the same scene, right? So you also connected developers with companies. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, because as a marketer, I don't know how many marketers are listening, but I guess if you're working at a company, you're always a marketer, because you're still representing your company. So somehow you should understand your audience as well. How are you able to get into the mind of somebody without being in the same scene? Is it even possible? So can you?
I need to understand this better, and I think I'm gonna stop sharing the screen for 1 second so I can look at you better, and I want to understand this better.
Sure.
Go again. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. How can you be able to understand a person without being in the same niche? So, for example, let's take developers. Maybe you're not a coder. I'm also not a coder.
Yeah.
But we still have to understand them somehow. We still need to understand their needs, their requirements.
Okay, got it.
How do you go about this?
So it really did help me that my background was Nokia, Microsoft, and I was working for many years in the developer ecosystem team. So we were in the App Store team, working with a lot of developers. I myself organized a lot of hackathons and went to a lot of hackathons and just spent a lot of hours with developers.
So you were in the audience, right? So you talk to them.
Like really like spend a lot of time with them. I would say this is actually something interesting for me. So spend a lot of time. And I would say, especially in one of the best places is those hackathons, which obviously right now we cannot really do, but still like next best thing I would say, join whatever are now virtual events, with developers. It's a lot hard. The problem with developers is I think it's a lot harder to connect with them on a live, because a lot of them are they can do so much stuff in front of their computer that they're like, I don't want to talk to you, Vincenzo and Christoph, with all due respect, you guys are not as smart as me, you don't know all the stuff. I need to do stuff on a computer, like serious stuff, So that's what I feel like I need to think about how to approach them now. But I would say hackathons, once again, amazing. And I would say also whatever you can do to do a little bit of coding. I tried doing this coding course, that coding course was just not my thing. I love to be in front of a computer, but I prefer to do some marketing or sales stuff. When I look at just the blank coding stuff, it's just not really my thing, even though I kept learning about it. So at least try. Have you tried some coding courses or school?
Yes.
And how did that go?
My SQL knowledge is better, I guess. So I can do now SQL queries, but that's it. I've focused on, I really like your idea that you said, try to go into the audience and do what they're doing, but maybe you find the connection with what you're doing. So for me, this was marketing, and SQL database querying is super important for marketing. So this is how I found the connection with those two.
Yeah, I need to do my SQL course. Please send me what you've done if it was good.
Yes,
I really wanna...
Academy, for those that don't know, they're currently having a lot of courses free from what I...
Oh, nice.
So
and that was good for you? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Perfect. I might actually do it already this weekend. And by the way, I really want to once again tell you how it's such a great pleasure to have you here. It's so far really great conversation. I mean, we're 24 minutes in. I think we can keep on going,
I didn't realize it's 24 minutes to be honest. So
yeah, they just flew. I actually had another live with a person who was not in the tech industry, and literally like after 30 minutes, I was like, I had no more questions, which is impossible for me because I usually can keep going for hours. I just paused at 1 hour just because I think afterwards you just get too tired and people are too tired, and that's it. But yeah, the 30-minute in is like the minimum, and 1 hour is the max. And I was like, I have no more questions, and she was kind of like also like, I kind of want to go, and I was like, it's just because we are in different industries. I was like, yeah,
you don't have to prolong something.
That. Yeah, I was like, yeah. So hackathons right now, track whatever other virtual events. I would say like still build up your LinkedIn network. So I think a lot of people in my network are developers. Also previously, thanks to what we were doing before with the matching, and that really helps. So I would say those just yeah.
On that note, what you said, the social network they're using is also something very interesting, because for developers, what I found out is that I guess a lot of people will know it, and if you're a developer, you will also know it. GitHub is almost like their social network.
Yeah.
So every reputable developer is on GitHub. A lot of companies are even using sign-in with GitHub, not only with LinkedIn, but also with GitHub, because I think there are more developers on GitHub than on LinkedIn. So
for sure. For sure. A lot of, and I think the other place is Stack Overflow, if you're familiar with that. Yeah, so those two. I have to tell you something funny. I had a comment from this new friend of mine, Siddharth Vashit, who was, last time I once went live, and I think either was one of my first times I didn't have any guests, or some guests didn't attend, and I decided that if a guest doesn't show up, I'll just go live anyways and just like talk and invite new people. So these two people from India came in, and we just started networking on a live, and it was quite funny.
You didn't even know them before?
No, I never knew them. And it was just because I was still also testing the lives. I was just like going with the flow, and it was like, and I'm doing it anyways more often now because it's COVID times, and I just want to keep this. Like when I'm doing this live, it's so fun. Like I feel like we're meeting, and it's great. So, so going back to us. Okay, I think I've answered that question. I think, and I wanted to also take notes for myself because I want to keep doing it myself. And the other thing I would add is to try to be a thought leader, right? So like I think developers are some of the guys that like when they go on LinkedIn and they see somebody sharing something written, I think they're the most likely guys to click and go read. So if you do that, that's a good thing to like establish some deeper ties, right? If you're trying to build a product or something.
That's true, but what I wanted to add to this is, I think as marketers we often think people are stupid. To be honest, like we think we just put an
developers are way smarter than us.
Yes, they are. That's something that I immediately realized. To put an ad on Reddit, right? So we had this running. We were doing something funny with a coder. So we had like a code written that says if you're looking for a job, you can apply here, but within a script, right? And we were publishing this, and we got like 10 comments saying, you should write it like this. No, this code is flawed. If it's gonna bug out, like. And I went back and forth with my developer and I asked him, is this actually the right code? Because I don't know, should it have is it okay or is it not? And he said, yes, it is. So I went back to those people on Reddit and commented and said, yeah, no, it's fine. And we looked at this and gave those the reasons. So they see the bullshit. They can smell it from ads away. And that's something that I found really interesting, because I can use this, or people can use this as a going forward into other jobs. So you should never believe that your customers are stupid. So always try to use them as
developers. They're the smartest guys in the room, especially like just about everything. Maybe like sometimes socially not as smart. There's a lot of different types of intelligence, but in terms of like reading something, analyzing it, breaking it down, making sense of it, so okay, cool. Like do we want to talk a little bit about either other tools, or want to go a little bit deeper about we are developers? If you want to show anything in there, or what's your preference?
I mean, I can show one tool that I started using today, and perfect. I don't know if you know Rand Fishkin.
No.
Rand Fishkin, you should definitely look him up. He's like an SEO guru. So he had this cool show. Okay. It's called What Friday. He was basically having like a whiteboard, and then he was doing very complex SEO concepts on it, but in a very neat and visually appealing way. So this guy is the founder of a new tool, and I'm gonna just show it to you. So If you give me that access again to the screen share, I can show you.
Oh yeah, I will just click in, and now we're streaming it. Perfect.
Perfect. So
it's called Spark Toro or no?
Yes, exactly. It's Spark Toro.
Okay.
So what it does is it's like and that's why I went to this topic somehow in this market research, because you have the problem of not knowing what do they think, what are they looking at. So with this tool, for example, I was doing this actually today because I just got the access to it. I was looking for developer in Austria, and then you get like an overview of what social context do they getting engaged with or share. So they really like this person, looks like. So this is somebody that you might want to have as an influencer on. He's super big on Twitter. So you could be, for example, trying to find all his followers and then connect with them, because they might be exactly the ones you want to target. So that's one thing. And another thing is that you can also find out which websites do they visit or which podcasts do they listen to. So those are things that I haven't seen anywhere before, and I think they're the first ones to do this into this like very, like putting all this information together, giving you additional information like what keywords do they have on their profile, where are they located, and this is something you can. I'm pretty sure you can sign up for this for free right now. You have like 10 viewers, and you can take it for a spin yourself. So super amazing tool for market research.
Nice. I actually, I think I'm gonna try to break it down again, like as to what it is. So
yeah,
you can find out what kind of publication people read.
Yes, exactly. That sums it up. For a certain keyword. So you could be searching for marketing in Germany, and then you find people that have marketing in their profile, either on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, maybe other networks. Mm-hmm. And then you find which websites do they go to, which people do they listen to, which YouTube videos do they watch, all those things. Tool.
I would keep on going. You're good with tools. If you have more tools, let's keep on going with tools. Yeah. And I think that I will let you go all the way because you're the guest, and then later, whatever I can add, I'll try to add on top. But I think people love tools. I personally love tools, so we'll just focus on us first anyway. So I think because it's like so many times I hear live where people are just like blah blah blah, but there are random concepts that you cannot apply, and here's a tool does this, here's a tool that does that. It's like really actionable content.
Yes, it is. If you have read my latest post on LinkedIn, I'm just now transitioning into I'm going to show something again, but I want to put it in context. I think right now we have this opportunity that people are very eager to talk. So we don't have this physical connection. We cannot talk to friends of ours. We cannot go to bars. So we are more open to have a conversation, even if somebody wants to have business advice. So what I'm currently doing, I'm interviewing a lot of HR people, so recruiters mainly, to understand them better. So this is something I think right now is a very good time for doing this. If you had this on your idea, go for it.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling you I was doing right now with this lives. I was just like, I was really doing almost out of a selfish reason to just get in touch with people and like, start doing some networking. Like I actually, because I'm a super extroverted guy, so I really suffer. There's a lot of those funny.
I cannot believe that. I cannot.
Exactly, understand. But there's a lot of those. I have to find a funny meme about like extrovert versus. Have you seen it? Versus introvert meme.
I haven't.
So it's like there is this GIF, animated GIF or GIF, whatever they call it, where there's like the extroverted guys like going crazy inside the home, and the introverted guys like playing video games and drawing, and he's like super happy,
As always,
yeah, I cannot find them actually. Yeah, it's a GIF, but anyways, like I explained it pretty well. So we'll keep on going with the serious stuff. I also realized one other thing that I think it's important. Like, I think people want to get infotainment. So no one just wants to listen to something. Just, this is facts. Or, let's not make a joke. Let's not laugh. Because people are like, especially during this time. Even, I don't watch any CNN or BBC. I just watch The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver and Stephen Colbert. And in Italy, we have Striscia la Notizia, but I'm not watching Italian TV anymore for many, many years. So, but, just information and entertainment together.
That's the other thing. Everything else is COVID right now, right? So you want to have something different.
Exactly. That's why we haven't even talked about that much. I just maybe give the message that this is also why I'm going live so much, and let's be strong. But otherwise, like, let's talk about interesting stuff that And so what I was saying is that these lives have been like really energizing me. Like before I get the live, I get a little bit of a excitement. And after that, I'm like, oh, finally, like I spoke to somebody. Like it was interesting.
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah. Are you more introvert or extrovert, by the way?
Depends who you ask, I guess. So if you ask my girlfriend, I'm very extrovert. If I ask myself, I'm very introvert. So it's
okay, interesting. Yeah, there's also like there's like the 10 extrovert and like there's a 5 extrovert. Like there's different levels. Like
really? Okay.
Yeah, I was getting always 10. The times that I tried, I was always got 10. When I was in Nokia, they were doing this test. They're called MBT Myers-Briggs. That's actually a good test and a good Myers. I'm gonna write it.
Myers-Briggs. Yes.
Yeah, Myers-Briggs type indicator. I actually recommend anyone doing it. I mean, we did it like 2-3 times at Nokia and Microsoft, and I always find it super interesting to do. So that's my tool. But I wanted to let you keep on going with the tools, because I think also you can show kind of as a growth hacker, like your knowledge with those.
One thing I wanted to show, and I'm just trying to see how I want to hide a certain part of my screen.
What you can do is to just share a tab. So if you open up
I can share a tab, but I want to only show a certain part of the screen.
So a certain part of that, or the other tab. Or the other thing that you can do is to show your whole screen, and then move the window so that you part of the window is like outside of the screen. That's one thing you could do.
That I can do. That's a good idea. So I'm gonna do this here. I think that's gonna work. Okay. Yes. Okay. I have so many tabs open, man. You have no idea.
Nah, I mean, before I start a live, I usually close everything and reopen, and now I'm still again into a million tabs. So it's
because for me, tabs are like my mind. I feel when I lose one tab or my laptop goes down, I have 200 tabs lost. It feels I've lost knowledge. So it's
I know. I use one other trick that I use is that I use this extension called Session Buddy. I don't know if you heard, because it saves all your tabs. Have you heard?
No, I haven't. But it's cool.
Oh, thank God! I closed down I added a separate screen just recently, also in this room, and I closed down the live stream window. But luckily, the window from StreamYard is still open, or I would have gone. So I'll send you the link. Yeah, but go ahead if you're ready with your screen share. I see that you are, so I'll add it. Perfect.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so I'm just like I took something that I can. Yeah. You can see this part. Okay.
Yes.
So this is something new that LinkedIn released. It's called conversation ads. They went live last week, I think. Have you heard of them?
I think I did. Yes.
So one thing that I really like about them, and this is something we are now using more and more, is they feel like a chatbot. So you see, I'm having here my copy. It's in German. German people. What I'm doing though is I'm addressing that I know that they're not stupid people. So I'm saying we both know that this is an ad. I'm telling them straight away.
Nice.
I'm not gonna pretend, right? So I'm gonna say, but I'm not contacting you without reason. The reason is because you're in HR and you're probably looking for candidates for your open developer positions. We are a job platform for developers. If you, that's it, point. Nothing more. If you're interested, you can book your demo. So it feels like a chat bot, right? You have like here, this, apply for a demo. You can also get more knowledge, more info on it. So you can say, find out more. Then you get some copy on it if you really want to know more. And you can also say not interested, thanks. And then you still have the option as an advertiser to say, well, you can sign up for free, even though. So if you change your mind, maybe you can come back to me, but you can sign up here for free. So
Christoph, please send me all of that text. I really want to read it. I will read it with Google Translate. It's Sprache keine Deutsch. I still don't speak any German. I swear to God, I will use my European passport one day, and I'll come either to Austria or Germany and spend months there. Yeah, I fell in love with Oster, like with Vienna. I really fell in love, and I got a feeling, I still don't know, and my German friends maybe will be mad at me, but I got a feeling like Austria's a little bit more laid back than Germany. Like I don't know what's your feeling, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I felt a bit more chill there. And Munich also feels. I mean, to be honest, even Berlin, I feel like Munich is pretty chill. Berlin, chill. Maybe like Frankfurt felt to me a little bit more strict, you know, like. Or maybe like, yeah. So as an Italian, you know, they. But anyways, let's go back to the tools. I think you and I should call afterwards just to talk about like life and how to do some stuff together. I definitely would love to, by the way, have that text how you send it and Google Translate and understand it. I think that was an amazing tool. So guys, definitely LinkedIn is going to be super happy that we promote one of their sponsored. Although it's Microsoft, I mean, they already have so much money. Like. Bill Gates is like, I'm out. You know, I'm just gonna donate money. I love that guy.
So you can have currently you can run free ads. They are giving away. They're giving away for companies that are affected by COVID. They're giving away ad grants. So you can try and Google it. You will find it. Maybe your business applies to it. Not sure. So they're very big, billions of ads.
Guys, this is another amazing growth. I mean, I think right now you've been like totally rocking this. I'm almost thinking of like going past the hour. We have just 19 minutes. Let's keep going through more tools because it seems like you got a lot of aces up your sleeve, and I think that people wanna know more about this. This is what I love the most. And to be honest, when people are like, I don't know where to go, I'm like, please, like I need tools, links. So if you wanna show anything else, I'm all eyes and ears.
I'm gonna see if I find something. I'm just like on the back what I'm using.
Yeah. If you want some time to think, I think I also need to think about kind of like my tools, right? So let me think about like what are like some tools that I've been doing a lot of focus recently instead of just tools. I mean, I'm still, for instance, looking for the right tool for chat. You know, maybe we can chat about this, talk about like, you know, Intercom, Drift, HubSpot, WhatsApp bots. Like, I still don't know what's the best chat component to place on your website. I don't know. We can also talk about this.
Yes, I'm gonna open my presentation I recently had on this topic. I'm gonna see if I can find it. A chatbot that I can. So I see it as tiers. You have Drift for me is like the middle thing. You have it's super easy to get into. It is cheap. You can implement it in seconds, and it works. Intercom is for me like this higher tier, more enterprise. Yeah. I recently talked to somebody from Drift, and they are saying they are going now more into this enterprise section. So this is something they probably want to get some piece of the cake of the enterprise section. But one tool that I really love using is Talk2. So this is something that not many know. It's written. Yeah. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I need to give a shout out to one. I need to host this guy, by the way, on my show. This one Italian guy called Mike Rubini, he's actually from my region, and he's super into SaaS. He's only posting about SaaS. He's like a SaaS maniac. And he like releases a SaaS per day sometimes, you know, like he's not really a coder. He's more of a hacker. Like he can code a little bit, just enough to get something out, and then focuses a lot on the sales and marketing. And then it's cool. He has a website where he shares all publicly his MRR and stuff like that. Like for being from my town, from my region, the southern part of Italy, we don't have so many tech people. Like he's more of a Silicon Valley type. Yeah. In fact, now he moved like to Portugal to live as a digital nomad and stuff. But he told me about that. Yeah.
About Talk2 or?
Yeah, about Talk2. Yeah.
I can share a screen, and this is going to make it clear why I'm so hyped about this or using it. So let me just navigate through my tens of thousands of tabs. Not to myself, I have to close them for sure.
No, it's like definitely next time you are on the live chat. While you do that, I have to say something funny that still my Indian friend Siddharth kept writing and posting comment like, can I please join? He wants to talk about his COVID app, and I'm like, my friend, I love you, but right now we're focused on SaaS and growth. Like It's like, well, I was starting to become famous when people want to come on your show and you have to say no. Like, with all my love, like, sorry, right now it's not the time for a more random chat. But I love you, Siddharth. Much love to India, but yeah, now we're focused. So let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I saw you're ready. Sorry. So sometimes I can have this, while you're kicking off the next tool, I can say something funny or stupid, whatever it is. But
great that you're
perfect. So yeah, I'm listening to you. Yeah.
Okay, so this chat is doing something really nice, which not a lot of them can do. Is you can see somebody visited the page. So I'm sending them a message saying, "Welcome to our site. If you need help, simply reply." Nothing special to it, right? When it becomes interesting, is you can actually talk to this person right away.
Yeah.
Page. So I tell them, "Hey, I just saw you arrived here. I would like to know why you came here and see if I could help you. Are you able to talk? Sure thing. What would you like to know?" So this person replied to me. So I turned around the chat. It's not that they come to me and ask something in this case. So I asked them first. And one funny thing I once had was I was writing this message, and then they asked me, "Are you a bot?" And then I got back to them and said, "No, are you?" So, like we had done this funny conversation. It was amazing. So this is something you can use if you want to do research, market research, like real quick. Hit the rubber to the road, get feedback immediately. And it's much better than doing like a Hotjar survey. Nobody is going to click on the...
What did you call it? Sorry, I didn't understand.
On what?
Something survey?
Yeah, the Hotjar,
Hotjar survey, yeah.
You have like this, at the end of your site, you can have an exit intent pop-up that says, "We would like to know why you're not purchasing." People are just leaving. So if somebody already indicates they're moving out of the page, they're gone. Usually they don't click on this unless it's an e-commerce shop and you get 50% off. So this is something that is way better for getting actual responses.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, I agree that we've been using so I tried Intercom. I agree it's amazing, but like way too expensive. I mean, even if they have the lower tier with $49 for startups, it's just for 500 people. I mean, you obviously go past beyond that in no time.
Yeah.
Let's see if actually they're doing something good with this COVID stuff, because I do think experience-wise they're the best. But I do agree that the calling is like super plus, because we've been using also Hangouts, so Google Hangouts for some other SaaS, like because they're a bit more focused on like some Chrome extensions and stuff like that. So they just click and they all have Google. They're on the Google ecosystem, and there's actually a way to click to talk to somebody on Hangouts. Which, funny enough, the click to URL, nobody has that. I was like asking Intercom, asking there's also the other Crisp Chat. I don't know if you heard about them. They're French.
Haven't. Gotta check
Crisp Chat. Yeah, they actually look pretty good. So maybe I can share one tool.
Yeah, please.
And they look pretty good. They also the other thing I was looking for, maybe I will actually pull up my presentation. I've actually been doing a lot of, because I have a lot of thoughts and ideas, and if I don't put them down, they keep circling in my head, so I need to write them down, or they're like hunting me, So it's like, by the way, you see this? No, sorry, this row of books was all written from my grandfather. So like I'm in the... Hello, you joined again?
Yes, I'm back, sorry.
Hey, there's like two of you. I can remove the other one from the stream.
Yeah, remove the other. Good. Okay.
I was telling you that where did you lose me? At Crisp Chat?
I lost you. Yes, exactly.
So Crisp Chat, I can show you Crisp Chat. Actually, the thing that I've been, for all the topics, basically for chat, for pricing plans, for funnels, affiliate software, stuff that integrates with Stripe partners. Like, I've been doing analysis. So like started doing first a PowerPoint presentation, like Google Slide, because I'm able to like more, or one concept per slide and reorder them. And actually for the pricing plans, I've been able to write 70 pages of a book, because my dream is to write a book, but I think I'll focus on SaaS. I'm actually thinking of calling it the SaaS Bible, because I think people after SaaS, they're like, it's like a religion. And then I want to make more of them. And I know it's crazy. I mean, you're gonna laugh.
No,
I like. Good. Actually, I want to share it with you early in advance. You can be one of my first reader. You can be the first reader and editor. I think you might like it, right? It's a topic that you like. No, because I was saying, I got the finger right. You see this line of books. This line of books here. was all written by my grandfather. He was writing about poetry and music and philosophy and translation from ancient Greek and Latin.
Really?
So for me, like
Nice.
publishing a book is like a major milestone, you know, and it's like
It's
I
in your
really want to do
blood.
it. But yeah, it's in my blood, and I also want to do it for. I'll definitely write a note that I'm dedicating to him. You know, and this is his library where he was working from the whole time. So it's like for me, after 8 years in California and 18 years away from my region, it's been a pleasure to be back in my roots.
Well, you can take it a similar way as you are taking it to SaaS, right? You could be doing it in smaller steps. Maybe it's a blog post and then you put it together as a book, or you take like smaller milestones, you know?
I actually did do a live on presenting this this work already, so I can also send you the link to that, so you can just watch it. That might be easier, just sit down and watch, so I can share it with you. But yeah, okay, let's go back to Crisp Chat. Seems like it's so funny how we start talking about like just random stuff, but it's hopefully that makes it a little bit more chill. Actually, I'm gonna use the second screen for this, because I was using the same screen of where I'm already having our conversation, but I'll keep this for our conversation, and then I will share this other screen. So Chris, the other thing I was looking for in the chat, it was something that would tell me, like, you know, would immediately understand if this customer is like a paying customer or not, right? So like in supposedly they have it, you know, you can start using it for free. They have a pretty good experience. I have a friend of mine, I mean, he's a friend of mine who's French, maybe that's why he's using them, but he's very strong in SaaS. And they have a lot of features here as well. They have, like, you know, integrations with Telegram, which is my favorite. Yeah, so there's, and then in the Unlimited, they also have the knowledge base, which is cool. They do have video calls. You see this stuff. They have a lot of integrations with a lot of other stuff. So they're
Would you
good.
mind
I mean,
clicking on the bottom in the chat itself on the right? You know,
yeah, I agree, and it's just like the experience here. It's key. What I want to ask is that you have integration with Stripe. That's for me like one of the
cool,
most.
Because I saw that you have here those small icons with the. You can send an email, you can send it on Facebook, or you can send on Twitter, like on top in the blue. You see that? That's an interesting feature.
Yeah. Continue on email, continue on Messenger, continue on Telegram, continue on Twitter. Very nice.
It's a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. This is very nice. So yeah, that's. Does it open a tweet? I would hope that it opens up a tweet. No, it doesn't look like it opens up a tweet, but
it should do, right? It's already an idea for them.
Yeah. Yeah, but so that was like a system that I kind of felt it was pretty good. But yeah, like I really you know, I tried HubSpot, but that was like a terrible app for convos. Like there were no snippets, and like just the user experience is just, I don't know if you tried HubSpot chat.
We're using it. We are having it because we are using HubSpot in general for our CRM, so you go with it.
But it's terrible, their chat experience.
Yeah, that's true. But
like I would definitely recommend you to try Crisp, because it has if you find something that has the HubSpot integration, you know, they're really focused on chat, so I think they nail chat big time. And also, like, you know, a lot of times we're on the go, so being able to do stuff well from a mobile, for me, it's key. So I mean, for me, definitely HubSpot is down. I want to try again Talk2, because I heard good stuff again. I want to properly try Crisp Chat. Intercom, it's, you know, HubSpot is like down. Crisp Chat is like up. I want to try Talk2. I want to try. Intercom is like this. I would actually use them, but they're so expensive. Like, yeah, it's a shame. And then Drift, like you said, actually they're not that expensive, but I actually always had the feeling that they are. So maybe I was wrong.
No, I always saw them as the mid-market player. They're not that. I think it's €90 a month. If you compare it to anything else, it's super cheap.
Okay.
So
okay, yeah. I don't know, but I think that was my brother telling me that they were starting at like €300 a month. So maybe I was wrong. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they have a 40 started. Yeah, like a 40 started at like. Yeah. Okay, maybe I can actually share the screen. Oops. Oh. There you go. So yeah, there are 40 and then 400 and yeah, it's all this. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely. I should try them then, because I think, I mean, you only understand stuff after you try it. Like if you don't try it, you really don't know what's going on. So
Sure, but you also need to have the time to try it, because
I
oftentimes,
know.
especially in SaaS, like you are on both sides. If you're the business owner, you need to educate people, and I don't mean just send them 3 days email. You need to understand where did they stop using it. Maybe they saw that, let's talk Drift, for example. Maybe you integrated the chat on your page. Maybe you had your first chatbot on the page, but then your sales team wasn't replying fast enough. So I think that is something that Intercom saw, and they pushed a lot of content on saying people that reply within, or companies replied within 24 hours have a higher revenue. Like they were putting out studies, because I think that was something they saw in the data, that people just don't reply fast enough. And if they don't reply fast enough, people are churning. So we need to get them to reply faster so they don't churn. We have more revenue. So that's something that I think the company itself has to know, and also you as a user for it, because if you don't have time to test it, you're never going to experience the full what it can do. So
yeah, I think what I'm planning,
it's bad.
Yeah, I think what I have like a few more websites on also like build fast, like on Tumblr. And so I think I'm going to try to integrate it there, see if that works. Oh, that was another funny thing, is that Intercom was not working well with Tumblr. I mean, not that I understand it's not a big issue, because most of the SaaS will not really be on Tumblr. But I've been like hating doing WordPress. I've been like, WordPress is just like, talk about like doing websites. Like I prefer one of my developers, like actually the lead guy of Shared.view, taught me how to use HTML and 5, like basically just what do you call it, Visual Studio. Yeah, let's talk about like building websites, right? So Visual Studio and GitHub, and I just prefer that, like just we got a HTML5 template. With Visual Studio, it's relatively easy to just change the stuff and you see what's happening, right? So just at least the text and some images and stuff like that. And that's for me like way better, because the problem with the WordPress is that it's like all over the place. Like you never know. You have to click a million places to figure out where the thing is, right? And
it's slow, and if your plugin is not updated but WordPress is, or the other way around, you have compatibility issues, and then maybe whole part of your project doesn't work anymore. So what did you use for your page that you just showed us?
Say that one more time.
What did you use for the page that you showed us before? So is it coded on your own, or is it using a CMS?
Yeah, we use a HTML5 template. So we went with that Visual, and then I was using Visual Studio, and that was like so much better for me. I was definitely using like a bigger screen and 2 desktops, so I was like trying, my main computer, so I was seeing changes here on my computer, and then Visual Studio. I mean, I was more of a little junior developer, like very, very junior developer, but it's with the template, it's like so much better. And I came to hate WordPress. Sorry, WordPress guys, but like, I mean, actually, it's not even WordPress fault, right? I think it's a problem of like whichever like template you end up finding, right? So if you end up finding one of those WordPress templates that are all over the place, I mean,
but you always have the problem. Something is either easy or complex, and if you start with something easy, they cannot do complex stuff like having lower, like being faster, or having a lot of integrations, having certain design elements that you would like. If you have something complex, it's going to be hard to do. So I think WordPress for me is on the very easy end. What you're describing is probably on the harder end to do, but the possibility.
For me, actually, it's been easier. I mean, once my friend, explained me how to do it, that was a lot easier to do. Like I would not, and then somebody else from another group asked me, let's try WordPress, and I tried. I was like, I hated it, and I know a lot of people have been saying that as well, right? They've been hating WordPress.
Yeah. Headless CMS now. Headless CMS all the way. So there are different providers for headless CMS systems now, right? So headless, super fast. It loads instantly.
What's it called? What can we look for?
It's like if you search for headless CMS, it's a different type of like content management system. So it's how to describe it, because at our company, the developers are using it, not for our page right now, but they want to transition the blog to it. So it basically just pulls always the information from a database to your blog, so you don't have a lot of.
Is it like Ghost?
I don't know Ghost. What do you
Seems
mean?
like I searched. Let me maybe shared with you this headless CMS tab. I mean, now I love it because we're starting to geek out. We might even attract some developers here. You know, like
And sorry for everybody that knows more about this than I do.
Oh no! Please jump in and jump in and scold us and teach us stuff.
Yes,
we're like happy to learn. Definitely. I mean, it sucks that we don't see the comments coming in from LinkedIn. Again, LinkedIn is still early in live streaming.
Oh, you don't see the comments from LinkedIn? Huh? Are you switching tabs?
Unfortunately, I keep another screen where I see what's going on there. It's mostly comment from our Indian friend Siddharth, who was fine that he couldn't join. He's like, totally no problem. So we're still good friends. I'm glad. It's quite funny. So this is that headless CMS that I was showing here. Let me see. Here we go. So, and I saw this like Ghost. If I understand right, it's it's basically like I saw it before. It's like a way that you could have your own. Oh no, maybe that's not it. Let me see. No, that's it. There should be. Yeah, that's the one I saw. So I was looking for, and this is actually also interesting for SaaS founders. So I was looking for a kind of a community website, okay, where I could say, if you're a premium member, I check with your Stripe and you join this community, right? I was trying to feel like, you know, it's all a lot of SaaS, a lot of the moat, they say it's about building your community. So you obviously don't want to rebuild it on your own. And basically Ghost gives you that, right? So, you know, they're... Yeah, so I actually I wanna start trying it out as soon as possible. For one of our SaaS, we were using Stripe, and then we actually added ChargeBee on top as an integration, which I actually have not been happy with. I don't know if you're familiar with other billing platform like Zuora. So Stripe is the gateway. And then on top of it, you can add a billing platform, which basically like gives you, for instance, like the dashboard for users to cancel their subscription, update their credit card details, send them improve, you know, do dunning. Are you familiar with dunning?
No, never.
Dunning is basically like those automated emails that are sent if a customer credit card is expiring or had a failed try and stuff like that. So they build stuff on top of Stripe, and they also integrate with PayPal, so you can have Stripe. You can even have Stripe Europe, Stripe US, PayPal Europe, PayPal US, like, you know, other payment in China, all going through them, and then they have a front, you know, that is the same for everyone. So you don't have to manage all these different integrations each time. But unfortunately, then you lose a lot of the other partners like that you can work with because they don't have as many integrations. I mean, so to be honest, for the next projects, we're gonna stick with Stripe without adding anything on top.
Without doing a billing management, you mean?
Yeah, like, so the subscription, because the problem was that the subscription was moved to ChargeBee. It didn't stay in Stripe. So now, like, you know, we could not use Stripe directly with this because we wouldn't be able to tell who is a paying customer or not.
Yeah.
I was even thinking of this one could be cool to have like a SaaS website for SaaS entrepreneurs where they can, you know, log in with their Stripe, so you can actually, we don't need to get all your data. Obviously, we just check your MRR, and then we can group founders by MRR.
That's interesting. Yeah, maybe somebody would do this. Yeah, maybe somebody would log in.
Yeah, I was talking today. I spoke to these guys from Dan Martell organization. He's like one of the guys that, you know, talks about SaaS all the time. And are you familiar with the ClickFunnels guys?
Yes, I know.
So it felt to me like a ClickFunnels guy for SaaS. So they have this group, and, you know, obviously they want money for joining that. But I'm like, I think you can, you know, with SaaS founders, you can just build your own community like that with like a Ghost type of tool and self-qualify people. No one has to pay anything. You just click, log in with your Stripe, and it's kind of like you were saying, that community that you joined via GitHub. but think about joining it with your Stripe. Yeah, that's an idea I've been having for a while, but I think I want to keep increasing our MRR so that I can qualify for better. It can be a bit more credible.
But you could have tiers, right? So you could say tier 3, get only access to this, tier 1. So.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the thinking. So anyway, sorry, I've been monopolizing conversation, but I was also wondering if you had any other tools and stuff before we close with.
Yes, the last thing that I wanted to share is for those that now I'm faster already with sharing my screen. I'm getting used to this. So whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's gonna be me. Perfect. Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah.
So a lot of people will probably notice. Sorry if I'm repeating it, but it's like the Swiss Army knife of growth marketing.
Yeah.
You can call it like that. So you have a lot of workflows you can automate. So I'm not saying you should do any of these. I'm just showing what you can do with it. But for example, you can follow people following a certain hashtag or unfollow them. They have tons of thousands of integration for all of these. So Instagram, LinkedIn, for Facebook, Google, Quora even, Medium, couple of integrations for automating stuff. So that's a very cool thing that can get you to send messages in bulk to Facebook users or to even auto comment on posts. So those are things that I've been using for clients, for myself, for own business. And if you don't know the tool yet, it's free even. So you can sign up 14 days trial. And yeah, that's a very cool way. And one
what
thing
have you? Sorry, go ahead.
If you are signing up for something, and I guess a lot of people will know it, but you have like this as your email, right? So you can only sign in once with that. But if you add like a 1, 2, 3 to it or anything else, you can sign up multiple times. That's it from
that's I knew that one. This is funny. Like the Austrian is teaching almost like a dirty little trick, and the Italian didn't. It's cool. It's cool. We're totally kidding. I heard about this before. Actually, still from that French SaaS friend of mine, Mathieu. Very cool guy. Did you try, which integrations of this did you try? Like, did you try them all? Was there something that wasn't working in?
Now I've tried mainly Instagram integrations. So mainly is getting people from Instagram, adding them to a new audience list to grow accounts. That was the main thing I was using it for. But they also have a cool integration with Intercom, for example, because they can help you reduce those accounts that don't do anything in your CRM. They just clutter it so you pay more. So that's one thing. But
like I wonder, like the whole LinkedIn stuff. Like, did you actually try it on your account, on other accounts? Like, did you ever get?
I haven't used that on LinkedIn yet. No.
Okay. What did you use? What did you use of them of their stuff?
What from Phantom Bastion?
Yeah.
So Instagram was the main one. That was
mainly Instagram. That's it.
Instagram. There was also for Facebook. One thing you could be doing is, let's say you want to build a Facebook group, right? So Facebook groups are very big right now. They get so much engagement. Like if you go into your newsfeed and you're part of groups, you get probably the groups in the first place or the second. So a lot of people are trying to find how to get on build groups. And with Phantom Buster, what you can do is you can find, let's say, the top 10 groups in marketing and SaaS and get all the followers of them. And then you can add them as a friend to your account and then invite them to like the group or to join the group. So that is something we were doing for an AR project. And the group is now 30K members strong. So obviously you need to somehow get all those people to accept your friend invite. And maybe you need a different account to do this. That's a very cool way of growing a Facebook group, other than having already an existing community, because most people don't that want to start something like this.
Very interesting.
Have you done anything with Facebook groups? Have you seen any success with that?
To be honest, now I started to get more into it. I joined a lot of the SaaS Facebook groups and finally like my Facebook feed became a lot more interesting. I mean, still Facebook is a lot of the kind of political stuff and COVID stuff. So it's like I mean, I still like to comment about that and talk a bit of politics here and there just for fun. To be honest, it's almost like, you know, we don't have soccer, so it's like I'm going more into that type of stuff just for even like making fun of some friends. To be honest, I'm just like making my point. But SAS groups in Facebook have been very interesting. Like at least I finally found like a way to kind of get some interesting discussions for sure. But I find, you know, like I only use Facebook on mobile, like when I'm, you know, in my downtime. So I don't like using Facebook on like on my computer when I'm working. So there's a little bit of that gap between, you know, either I would have to do something like you know, like you're saying, like very specific action, and maybe you also time it. Like talking about tools, to general tools, like, you know, been trying to do. I've been going for Todoist. I think I'm set, and I'm gonna stick to that. I don't know if you heard about it.
Todoist?
Todoist, yeah. So definitely recommend trying that out. Actually, I think I can easily share it. Let's see where it is here. Todoist.
So like a list, keeping track of your tasks.
Yeah, let me actually get out 1 second. So yeah, this has been my favorite in terms of organizing to-dos. They have a really clean UI and also dark mode, which for me is important. And then the other thing, there's like, I've been trying to do a list of tools, and I still need to analyze them properly, and I still need to start actually like kind of using them, but like some tools to basically check what are you doing each hour of the day, right? What's going on? Like, because it's like time tracking is super key for productivity.
I can show you, but keep talking.
Yeah, so there's like something is, oh, you're showing me some hardware. Actually, that's super interesting. I think I need it because I need to enforce this habit of checking time. So if you're showing me some hardware that shows like,
I'm gonna show you some hardware. So because I'm freelancing, so this is a cube that I'm using for this. It's called Timeler. I don't know if you've heard of it.
What's it called?
Timeler. So like time with an, and then ULAR. So
ULAR.
Timeler. Yes. Do you find it?
Time tracking. Timeler.
Yeah.
Timeler. Yeah. I found it.
So
cool.
I'm gonna share my screen and show you the tools so you can see both. Let me know when you can show it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you see my screen?
You ready? Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So basically what it does is it keeps track of whenever you flip the cube on the side, whatever you assign to the side, it tracks them. So what I did was I was assigning one side to the job that I'm having, and then I'm adding the node. So what I was doing during this time. And whenever I flipped it, it then changed. So I had also a pause mode where I was just not doing anything, like a break mode. And in the other times I was working on specific things. So keyword research, checking Facebook ads, Google display ads, and here changing budgeting. So those are all the things that I was tracking, and this helped me to make sure, oh, hell, I spent, for example, on Friday, 8 hours, 28 minutes on data export to check on different metrics. So I was so focused on finding out what numbers matter and how the sales are and the marketing numbers are going that I spent 8 hours on this. I'm pretty sure I can reduce this. So this is something that helps me at least to keep on track.
That's great.
Yeah.
I actually seen stuff like this, and like I really love it. Are you doing the Tracker Plus, the Pro app, or just the Tracker only?
It really depends on how you are as a person. So if you want something haptic, if you want to touch something and turn it around, then then the tool itself is useful, like the cube. But if you only care about the app, I'm doing the normal one, so not the biggest one. Because as said, I'm freelancing, so I'm exporting the hours, which is the main use I'm currently having it for. Yeah, seems like I need to, this time tracking exercise, I need to also
expand it to the harder, because I think the harder part is really key now. That I'm glad you reminded me of this, and I'm glad you brought it up. So I think we should end it here, just because I got tired with that. This is the longest by far live
I'm sorry,
stream
I
I've
hope
ever had.
it wasn't
No, for
boring
me
for
it was
anybody,
amazing. So for me it was amazing, and to be honest, I'm doing them, like I said, first for myself. Hopefully, but to be honest, I also had a bunch of friends who like really texted me and said, "Oh, this was great! Like, I really enjoyed it." So that's like kind of enough for me. To be honest, I don't need to become popular or anything. But the most important is that I had fun. I learned a lot. Definitely want us to stay in touch and to connect. I'm looking at this screen because I moved it in here because I was trying to close it, so I'm like not looking at you, but I should. Let me do it so I close up in a nice way. So like, I really want to thank you for your time and for showing up. I learned a lot. It was like definitely very inspiring. So I would say like definitely want to check out the LinkedIn ad stuff.
I'm gonna send you the copy.
Yeah, thank you so much. The Timular stuff is like super interesting. We definitely should talk about like LinkedIn influencers. So we should just do like a separate call on that. I'm on even on weekend if you want. Happy to catch up. I'll try talk to, and I'll let you know how it goes with the other ones. And I think that like we also need to like have like just structure all this information into like, I don't know, Trello's, Google Sheets, books, like everything for us and for others, like, and then I think we do need to build some build or join or like some true SaaS community of just people like really share the stuff, or not necessarily like just need to promote their stuff, right?
But
So
it could be a really cool thing if StreamYard offered the service that it transcribes the call. Because there are tools already. Descript, for example, the call that we had just now, it gives you a perfect English written words. So if they had something like this, we could take this and put it in a document, and then it could be growing, like, yeah.
But I think that I have a little bit of an accent. You have an accent. They'll be like, rah, rah, rah. It'll be all garbled text,
That might possibly be the case. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think like we'll definitely stay in touch. I definitely want to keep focusing a lot more on SaaS, so I'll definitely keep adding more SaaS people to this, and we'll definitely stay in touch. But yeah, it was really great. Hopefully you had fun.
Being here. I had fun. It was amazing. I really missed that it was already 1 hour 70 minutes. So
no, this is the longest by far. I mean, I'm only stopping because like poor people and poor us, like we just need to take a bio break and just like hang out. Today it's for us, we're at the same time zone. It's Friday 8:20 p.m. So it's like I think
we party like this, right? So cheers.
Yeah, next time it's like we need to add some music as well. I do have the speaker, but I'm like right now I'm too tired for anything. I just need to stay away from screens for some time.
Yeah.
All right, but hey, Christoph, thanks. Yeah, thanks so much again, and let's definitely chat super soon. Looking forward.
Stay in touch.
Thank you. Dankeschön. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Take care. Yeah, we're ending it. This is like by far the longest. If you